Pentagon has missed its own deadline to release the initial results of its investigation into the U.S. airstrike that killed at least 23 people at a hospital in Afghanistan. Defense officials promised to release those findings within 30 days of the attack. 30 days was yesterday. A Pentagon spokesman tells us there is no expected release date for any report from any investigators and that their focus is, quote, getting it right. Pentagon officials have said the airstrike in Kunduz was a mistake. The President of the United States has apologized. Afghan officials said Taliban militants were firing from the facility. Doctors Without Borders ran the hospital, and representatives for that group say that is not true. They say they believe the airstrike was a war crime, plain and simple. They also say they told coalition officials that the building was a hospital before and during the bombings. In other words, they're on the phone going, "You're dropping bombs on a hospital, lay off, back off." A nurse who survived says some patients were burning in their hospital beds. Judge Andrew Napolitano is a senior judicial analyst. The last thing you want to do is, lay anything but praise and thanks to the military, unless and until something goes wrong, and then you got to report on that too, and they're not coming clean.
And you have to be open and above board about it. It's interesting, the interview you just had with Jennifer Griffin, showing how the Russians are sloppy in their bombing and Americans are more careful. The Americans have the ability to mark every building on the ground, and that is mark it digitally and know what it is. There's no question that this was a hospital. There's no question that we knew it was a hospital. The president has admitted that we inappropriately bombed it. Now, what we learned today is there are two investigations. The Pentagon's conducting an investigation, and for reasons I don't know, we may know later, NATO is conducting its own investigation, and notwithstanding that 30-day limit, we don't know any more today than we knew 30 days ago, except the presidential apology, which I suggest to you, Shep, is highly, highly unprecedented. Now, we don't know what the evidence is, who called these strikes in.
We know some of it. We know that they were on the phone with him. We know that they claimed that they told him, stop bombing this. We know that there were new people in the area for the military who'd been working in another quadrant.
Yes, but we don't know why.
No, we have no idea because they won't tell us.
Listen, here's the worst case scenario. The bad guys are in that hospital and shooting at us. That allows those who are being shot at to shoot back. It does not permit those in the sky to bomb the hospital. That's when it becomes a war crime.
Doctors Without Borders says not only did they shoot at the wrong thing, but that they hadn't been in there, that they hadn't been doing that. Doctors Without Borders ran the hospital.
And that is damning. The failure to stop once the complaint was made, hey, this is a hospital, it's the wrong building, there's nobody here that you have the right to kill, is damning. The president's apology is damning. Now, the military doesn't like to hit the wrong targets any more than anybody else does. They are not in the business of doing this. They wish it wouldn't happen. But now they're stuck with a situation that the media is interested in, that the president has spoken about. They have to be above board and honest, and this is taking a little too long.
Doctors Without Borders has demanded an outside investigation, outside the United States and outside of NATO. Do they deserve it or not?
I don't think that's going to happen.
But do they deserve it?
They may feel they deserve it politically and from a PR point of view, but legally there's no way they can compel that. The intriguing thing is the involvement of NATO. If it was an American plane responding to an American command, I don't know why NATO is conducting its own investigation. That leads me to believe, Shep, that there's more to this story than we know about.
We'll wait and investigate.
Yeah.
Judge, thank you.
You're welcome.